Oh, welcome into A to Z Sports Primetime on this Tuesday night, July the 30th. How is morale out there, ladies and gentlemen? It was a spicy day at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park where the first padded practice of Titans training camp took place. There was some skirmishes, there was some pushing, there was some shoving, there was some yelling, and a lot of probably regrettable things that went down throughout the course of the first padded practice for the Tennessee Titans. So we're going to talk about the elephant in the room because I guess TMZ and the New York Post and every other outlet, Barstool, that aggregated the circumstance between me and Jeffery Simmons today had nothing better to talk about. Slow news day. And I can confirm that I am marked safe. Hello, yes, it's me. This is not a recording. This is not I'm not this is not my living will and testament after Jeff Simmons has beaten me within an inch of my life, because of course that did not happen. But today was, here's what I'm going to say off the top before we get things started. Because this is, you guys know me. You guys know that the idea of being the story is not what I'm interested in. And honest to God, like I felt bad about the way that things went down today. I have had conversations with players that look like that before, and we'll get into it here in just a second. And it's not the first time that there have been player media confrontations. The part that I find most regrettable about it is the place that it happened, in front of live cameras and live microphones and in front of Titans fans, a lot of kids who were waiting around, specifically in front of the tent, to have players sign autographs, and a lot of people waiting for Jeff Simmons' autograph as well. So when we had this interaction today, and when we saw, when we managed it the way that we did, I ultimately didn't think it was going to be that big a deal, because I said this off air, like DeAndre Hopkins got a piece of my ass last year for something that I put out on social media that he didn't like. You know the difference? You never saw it because it happened in a post-game locker room, and that's where most of those things take place. And you know what? He had a point. Jeff Simmons is more than welcome to share his thoughts on the way that he is covered and the way that he's discussed, the ways that he's analyzed, and the way that he's received, right? But for me today, I thought the whole situation it just kind of sucked, because there was a million different things that happened today. Arden Key got suspended for 6 games for a PED suspension today, and all anybody can talk about is Jeff Simmons yelling at a reporter because it happened in front of a live microphone. So, could it have been done better? Sure, it could have been done a lot better on both sides, perhaps. But I don't think that I was in the wrong for taking the position that I did. Jeff Simmons did not want to stick around to talk to me, and it's my understanding that we're going to try and set something up at some point. But at a certain point, you have to be willing to deal with each other like adults. And in this particular situation, this was not handled. This was not handled like adults. It shouldn't be done screaming across practice fields in front of live microphones, in front of so many different, cameras and things like that. And frankly, I think it's honestly beneficial for him in that situation that there were not more cameras on him from that angle, because just hearing Jeff is one thing, but the visual of it is different. And I'm sure some of you think Jeff Simmons should have kicked my ass, and that's okay too. But there is a curator says, you got to admit, Buck, this was going to happen sooner or later by the way you talk. Buddy, nobody gives a shit. Like, more people are making a bigger deal out of this than I want it made. I really, we're going to talk about training camp because it was aggressive today. It was on the field and off the field aggressive today. But like, my job is to cover the team, and I'm out there covering the team. And if you take issue with things that I say, that's fine. We can have conversations about it. There have been plenty of players who have taken issues with the thing that I said. You guys think I've been on this job for 8 years and a player's never yelled at me before? No, it just happened to be in a place where you guys could see it. So again, I think that part's regrettable. I don't like the way that it went down across the board. I'm sure Jeff doesn't like the attention that it's bringing away from football and to behavior, frankly, that was less than flattering, is how we'll say it diplomatically. And I know a lot of people went a lot harder at Jeff Simmons today. I'm not, I don't think his reaction was wrong. I think the place that he chose to do it was wrong. And like I said, I want to talk to Jeff offline before we can actually have a conversation, because at a certain point, media and players, there has to be a working relationship. And it can be kind of complicated because, we're there every day. We're there with you guys, or we're there with you guys. We're there with the players every day. We see the ebbs and flows of the season, especially on a local level. And you have a better read on the situation. And that stuff hits a lot more closely to home when you're putting out messages about, and I don't know if this was the thing that actually got him bothered. Again, I want to talk to him. I don't know when we're going to have the opportunity to talk to one another, because now it's going to be a whole ordeal. And I'm simply not interested in that. But the circumstance went down today the way that it did. I was less than pleased with how it resulted. And honestly, I think there's two real stars of that video that went viral, and it's gone viral today. So I guess we'll play the gone viral video. The two stars of that video are Lucas Panzica smiling, hoping that I get my lights punched out, and Roger McCreary, who's sitting down to do an interview, ready to talk about what happened on the practice field that day. Just kind of rides out Jeff's yelling, and then pivots and does the interview right away. It was really, really well done by Roger. So, am I allowed to have opinions? Shit, yeah. Did I do anything wrong today? Absolutely not. Is Jeff okay to have that reaction? Absolutely yes. I don't have a problem with the reaction. My issue is where it took place, right?